All right, guys. All right, we are live. We are officially live on YouTube. I think this worked. I am not sure. For Instagram people who know, YouTube, I am Christian from Theo and Harris. And right now I'm doing a YouTube and an Instagram Live. The phone for Instagram Live is hooked up to the computer right now. I talk about watches. I am from Theo and Harris, and every week we talk about watches, the industry, vintage, modern, and everything, right? So right now we're trying to double, kind of multitask and double up on content and share this to the most people possible. So let's ask some questions, and I'm going to answer them. So Alex Strad, where do you get most of your straps? Personally, Jean Rousseau, Jeanrousseu. I couldn't spell that wrong. Jean Rousseau is an amazing manufacturer of custom. They do have a shop as well, but custom straps. They are not inexpensive, but believe it or not, their calf straps are less expensive than many of the straps in the market. So Jean Rousseau does not pay me by any means. I've never gotten a free strap from them. I just genuinely believe in their product, and that's it. I'm basically a spokesperson for them. I am an unofficial spokesperson. So what else we got here? Rolex GMT Master BLNR. My thoughts on the BLNR. I think it's a terrific watch. I think that it's better than the Coke. There is speculation out there that Rolex is going to be replacing the BLNR with the Coke. I don't think they'll run them simultaneously. I think that if they do, introduce Coke, they'll be replacing Batman. I actually like Batman. I don't like Coke at all. So sorry, and no, Menikuchi is not king of straps. Sorry, Gaudy Head. You need to get out there a little bit more. Any vintage watches like JLC at 40 millimeters? Yes, they're just more expensive. I can't name any JLCs in particular that were 40 millimeters. I don't know how big the dive alarms were. I'm not sure. But vintage watches especially from expensive brands, from Jaeger-LeCoultre, from Patek Philippe, from not Rolex so much because they did a lot of sports watches. If you're looking for something at 40 or above, you're typically going to pay a lot more. Obviously, they're very desirable and rare, so they're both. So no, they're not as affordable or as attainable as their brothers at 40, 34, 35, 30. Basically, 30 to 36 is where I like to stay because they made more. And frankly, I think that I can kind of wear it and I enjoy it. So I'm wearing a vintage Cartier right now, wristwatch check, Cartier Santos Dumont. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, this is a watch that I bought for myself. I think vintage Cartier represents a ton of value. They're overlooked. They're overlooked because they're like a fashion brand. And girls like them, what the fuck that means, right? And people just kind of say, oh, that's not a real watch brand. But really, Cartier has or Cartier, whatever you want to say, has an incredible track record for watches. From the Santos Dumont to the Tank, to the Cintre, to so many, the Chinois, the Normal. There are so many different vintage Cartier watches out there that, to me, kill it. They kill the offerings on the vintage dress side from other brands, like Patek and from so many brands. Cartier has just such a distinct style, and they've had such an impact on the history of watches that to deny it, to write it off, would just be kind of arrogant and stupid. Vintage Daniel Wellington? Absolutely not. How can you read both sets of comments at once? I can't. Right now I cannot see YouTube comments, so I'm sorry if anyone is watching and if anyone is asking questions. I just can't see them. I'm trying to look. No, sorry, I just can't see them. I have nothing I can say. I'm just answering the questions from Instagram right now. Next week, when we come back to this, we're going to do this every week. Next week we're going to readdress how we're doing this and make sure that I can run a live while seeing the comments on YouTube, but I'm not a pro yet. Tissot Gennaro, whatever, great watch. The vintage reissue is an incredible piece. Not cheap, but they're definitely good. No, I do not plan on stocking up on vintage Daniel Wellington. I'm drinking rum a little bit right now with ice, which is an odd kind of mixture. Daniel Wellington sucks. I hate fucking Daniel Wellington, and it's so funny because Daniel Wellington really, in my opinion, at least from my, not my opinion, but from what I have observed, Daniel Wellington is like most famous within like the fashion blogger community, which is hysterical. And I don't understand why. I see so many fashion bloggers and influencers with Daniel Wellington watches, and I'm just saying to myself, that's not the way that, at least for me as a consumer, you're going to convince me that you care about things, or that you're like an insider. Not that you're an insider, but that you care, because I think that every detail from shooting, put it this way, if your business is fashion blogging, your business is details, your business is knowing, the best or the best value in all clothing things and all lifestyle things, you shouldn't be wearing something that is so valueless. So that bothers me. Does form follow function in terms of design of modern watches? I don't know. I think they're both kind of being ignored. I think that consumer, acceptance is what follows them both. So they produce a bunch of shit watches, hoping that people will like them, and form or function are kind of just left in the wind, I think. BLNR or Pepsi, if they made it still Pepsi, disregarding the white gold. I fucking love the white gold Pepsi Rolex. I think that white gold Pepsi is absolutely tremendous. I think that there is such a cool factor about wearing a white gold, do you ever tired of talking about bullshit? No. I get, what the fuck are you talking about, Dean? I love the white gold GMT Master. I love it because, to me, it's super understated. No one really knows what it is. Most people think it was steel. If it is, most people would think it's steel. Put it that way. If they're on the outside, if they're on the inside, of course, they're going to know that Rolex has never made the ceramic, Pepsi GMT, with white steel. So they're going to know it's white gold. But holistically, you just go straight to steel. I love the white gold, though. I think that because it's so understated and so heavy and cool, I'm a big fan. Same with the Smurf, right? No, I don't like the Smurf. Sorry. Langa, the 1815 in pink. I've got $2,000 to spend on a watch. What should I buy? So far, I've got a couple of Seikos. I don't recommend you spend your full $2,000 if you're not looking to, get a $2,000 watch. You may need to spend less, or you may need to save for more. I don't know what you're looking for. Are you looking for a vintage chronograph? Are you looking for a vintage chronograph from a brand like Heuer? It's just so many different things, so many different variables that I can't give you a recommendation. Right now, I think that vintage Tudor represents unbelievable value. Especially jumbo models. They're really beautiful. I mean, I personally, the 34s and the 36s fit me, better. But I do like the 38s because they're rarer and they are a meeting of the worlds, right? They're a great balance between the vintage aesthetic and the modern sizing. So that to me is awesome. What did PB say? Okay, I can't go all the way back. What are your thoughts on Tag Heuer? It depends. It totally depends. I would wear a Tag Heuer Monaco, for some fun. I think that they're pretty cool. But ultimately, it's a per watch kind of conversation. I'm not going to give an opinion on an entire brand and their watches unless I'm doing a full brand review, which I'm not right now. Are you able to short circuit? Are you about to short circuit from all these questions? No, I just can't look too far back. And if I look at another question while I am recording, then I can't think of my own fucking thoughts, which makes it very hard. 7 Friday. I've never understood their thing. I don't mind the watches. I don't find them offensive. I'm just not a fan. I'm trying so hard not to be a troll. Well, thank you. Actually, you know what? Thank you. I mean that genuinely. I thank you, for not trying to be a troll. Sir, what do you recommend for a bronze watch in the market for one, Zenith or Tudor? I don't know. I mean, if you're just trying to check off like this is cool to own a bronze watch thing, I would do it for as little money as possible. I wouldn't go and spend $7 if I could spend $2, or $4, or whatever the bronzo costs. Do you search for watches for customers if they've given a down payment? Yes, but only if I think that the odds of me finding the watch within a reasonable amount of time are realistic. If they're not realistic odds, then I'm not going to take a down payment. It's just a matter of when it happens, it happens. Usually it's about a month. I give them. I'll take a down payment if I think that it's doable within a month. If it's not, then no, I don't take the down payment. Shoot me an email though. What else you guys got here? What do you think that the Speedmaster Speedy Tuesday will be sold much at a higher price than retail? I can't see why it would be, but it happened to the Snoopy. What does the Snoopy sell for? I don't know. Retail 6,000, and now they sell for well over that, right? I mean, I don't even know how much, but something like 15, 16,000. Yeah. Or maybe you should wait and get your Grail. Yes, if you're, I don't know if you were the one that was saving 2,000. If you're that close, if you're 2,000 and you need $2,800, I say save it. Don't blow your, don't blow your watch load, on something you don't want as much. But still, Tudor is great. I mean, you can get a great Tudor for $2,000, no doubt, and I can help you do that. But we want to get you into the right thing. But if the Datejust is the grail and you can't replace it, then save for the Datejust. Will you please answer my question privately on a DM? I did not see your question. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know who Joshua referring. How do you feel about watches that copy other watches, like the Bullet of Royal Oak or the Otis Reverso? I'm looking for the latter. Oh, you're looking for an Otis to a Hamilton Otis? Email me. I have one. I have kept one in my safe for better half of a year, and I don't know. I love it. I love the Otis Reverso, the Hamilton Otis. I think it's a super cool watch. Mine is a gold, the gold cap case with a black but still kind of brown dial. For those of you who don't know what the Otis Reverso is, please look it up. It's very interesting. They basically stole the entire technology and design from the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso, and I think it's interesting because I think it's interesting because. It's not the Reverso, and the Reversos weren't really made, in the vintage. How many Reversos were made? I don't really know, but you don't find Reversos from the 40s and 50s, really. It's the original Reversos, which you find with the Tavans movement, and then that's kind of it. It's a huge drop off until basically modern. I don't know when, the 80s or the 90s. So I think that the Hamilton is kind of in the middle there, and no one's going to think it's a Jaeger-LeCoultre. So it's not a fake watch. It's just an interesting piece of history. Do I have any more Bullet of Royal Oaks? No, I do not have any Bullet of Royal Oaks, but they are beautiful watches that I personally very much so enjoy. I think that the history behind them and the story is great. I think that it's super interesting. I would wear one and I would own one in my personal collection. I just haven't gotten there yet. I received a very expensive bracelet from father. Could get $10,000 for it. Would you buy it or keep the piece? I would keep it if it would break my father's heart if I sold it. But otherwise, if you don't want it, I would sell it. I mean, if he didn't care at all, if he's just a guy who just gives away just fucking shit, sell it. Like, if he doesn't care, then you shouldn't care. So there you go. Sell and buy. Are there any good wearable Tudors or in the 40-ish millimeters around the $2,000 mark? I don't really know. I mean, 38, yes. 38 millimeters, yes. But 40, no. I'm looking for a GMT. I'm torn between an Omega Great White or the Breitling Colt. They're both around $1,500. I don't know about the Omega Great White, buddy. I'm sorry, I can't tell you. Memovox, vintage or modern? Geez, that's hard. I think that the modern reissue of the Deep Sea Alarm is awesome, but vintage. I'm a vintage guy. Vintage is better. Period. Christian, are you doing any collab with TGV and Federico soon? Love you three. Shoot them an email. I can't get in touch with them. Shoot those two guys an email and let me know. I would love to do a thing. We are actually going to have a guest now. I'm going to call an Instagram celebrity, and he's going to help answer some of these questions. Let's see. Let's see if he picks up. What do we got? Think rolling. Doc?
Hey, how are you?
Kick Talk's here. What is up, buddy?
For you?
Doing well. Doing a little Instagram live here. Are you watching?
I was checking it out. There's no way I can talk and answer all these.
Yeah, I know. It's super tough. This is Kick Talk is on the phone, guys. He's that Instagram account with, I don't know, what, 30 or 40 followers? What do you have?
Almost 95.
Almost 90, no, 95 or 95,000.
95,000.
Kick-Talk's an Instagram celebrity, in the watch industry. I think you told me that it started off kind of as you just taking regular old photos of watches, right? And it just kind of escalated?
Started just a guy who likes watches and likes to take photos.
Love it.
Kind of ballooned from there.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah, Jonathan P77 says, "What's up, Doc? Would you own a book?" Oh, what's up, Drew? It's his son.
He loves watches too.
TikTok's son Drew loves watches too. Would you own a Bull of a Royal Oak?
Absolutely.
You would? Why is that?
I'm a fan of plenty of vintage, and I don't necessarily think that that's. I thought it was not Genta inspired. I thought it was Genta designed, correct? Wasn't he part of that?
Well, yeah, there are some people out there that believe that Genta kind of offered it to both companies. Bulova said yes, and then AP said yes, so we burned the bridge with Bulova, but that's all very, that's very up in the air. I think that if I was Genta too, I would burn the bridge with Bulova if AP offered to buy it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just good business. If I designed a car and Honda and Ferrari wanted it, I think I would sell it to Ferrari.
Yeah, there's a definite point in that. But when I saw, didn't you recently have the Bulova?
I did. I had a Bulova Royal Oak just a couple of weeks ago. It was awesome. By the way, guys, I don't have a Bulova Royal Oak right now, so I'm not selling any watches. I'm just talking about a watch. So, yeah, I had one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, I like that idea. Spanish Rob. Definitely.
Yeah. What do you have? What do you have on your wrist right now?
What I posted today, I wore my vintage Seiko chronograph Panda 6138 8020 from I think it's 73.
Awesome. Have you ever had to service a vintage Seiko?
I have not, but I know that it was recently serviced before I bought it.
Cool.
But yes, every once in a while you're gonna have to service.
Yeah, it's the vintage Seikos can be a pain, but if yours is a good model, then you'll be in really good shape forever.
Yeah, this one's a cherry.
How about the GP Laureato? What do you think?
I'm sorry, which one?
The Girard Perregaux Laureato, the one that looks like the AP in Nautilus.
You know what? I'm not a fan of anything that looks similar to the Nautilus. Funny enough, I think that for whatever reason, since it's one of my Grail watches, that it's anything that looks like that, although it's completely contradictory to what I said about the Bulova Royal Oak, it kind of turns me off of that particular model.
I think it is funny that I think when it happens like in the vintage kind of market, and then there's a watch that's stolen or it's used or whatever it is, like the Bulova Royal Oak or like the Bulova Super Seville, which is basically a Rolex Day-Date. I think it has a charming kind of thing in retrospect because it's old and it's cool, but when it happens right in front of you, it's not as interesting. If Bulova came out right now with a Rolex ripoff, I wouldn't be supporting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. What do you think of the reissues of the Hamilton chronograph?
Well, not only just Hamilton, but even the Longines too. I love that they're doing reissues. Are they being executed well? I don't know if I've seen them.
Well, I've seen in hand the Longines, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
What I don't like about the Hamilton is that they came out way too big case-wise, in my opinion. I think they're 42s.
Okay.
When I think the originals, I think are 36 or 38.
Gotcha.
So for me, I think that's where they missed the mark.
Yeah, I think that Longines. Yeah, Longines has done a great job, but on a couple of different accounts, I think that they've missed the mark with millimeters, maybe 1 or 2 millimeters big, when they really could have. You know what I mean? They could have just gone a little smaller, and I think maybe been a little bit more true to the original design. But still, all in all, I think Longines is doing a great job.
Great.
But that's it, man.
All right, well, hey, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for hopping on the call. I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Wait, my buddy wants to say one thing.
All right, let's hear him.
I'm gonna do a pretty thing, a pretty necklace.
Oh yeah.
All right.
TikTok's son is on the line. Thanks so much, buddy. We'll talk soon. What a cool guy. It's funny. Instagram's funny. It's a funny place because there's a lot of shitty people on it, and I feel like the more followers you get, the worse, a lot of people are. So when TikTok messaged me on Instagram, I was like, oh, okay, like this is, another big account and he's going to be a douche. And he's a very fucking cool guy. TikTok and PBN Watches, also a very, very cool guy. But that's rare though. I'm not just saying that they're the only good people because it's certainly not true. But it is rare. I find that so many times on Instagram and on social media and people who are, just doing their own thing, you just find so many just annoying people, especially in the watch industry when there's so much money, it just gets really douchey. But let's get back to some questions. Thoughts on the Carlo Boucherer men? I got to be honest, dude, I don't know. I have to give this some look. Which watch brands do you think find the most underrated and great value for the money? Vintage watch brands or I think that Longines. I think that anything pre-owned, really, almost anything pre-owned. But pre-owned Longines really do an incredible job. because they take this dip, they take this massive dip off their MSRP, and all of a sudden they look very, very attractive. A watch that I wouldn't be interested in at $2,200, I'm very interested in at $9, or at $1,000. I think that a great example of that is the Longines Legend Diver, a watch that frankly is probably close to worth its retail, but when you find it at 40 off, 50 off, it's just like, to me, it's a no-brainer to buy. I probably will buy a Longines Legend Diver some point, just not right now, but definitely. Reissues are decent. Thoughts on the Datejust with Buckley dials? Buckley dials are awesome. Buckley dials are very, very cool. John Buckley, the founder of the Buckley dial, is a very cool dude. He's a vintage Rolex addict, and someone that is